We touched on this last night, but I want to take some more time tonight to really dissect Van Jones' new movement to renew the American dream. It is important to understand what this is because you're going to be seeing a lot of it for quite some time, I believe. It is tied in to what is going on with the unions. This is a union thing, and it is tied into the unrest in the Middle East. Look at the logos. Is it a coincidence? International Socialist Organization, the AFL-CIO Wisconsin. The logos look exactly the same, don't they? Socialists, AFL-CIO. Here's what Van Jones said at the AFL-CIO rally that had the permit pulled by the International Socialist Organization this weekend. Watch.
I think that the American dream is under attack now. I don't mean the American fantasy, that everybody's going to be a billionaire, win on American Idol. I just mean the American dream. You can make it if you try here. If you work hard, you can get somewhere.
Where did Van Jones come from? First of all, let's look at this piece by piece. The prerequisite attack the rich, class warfare opening salvo. I don't mean everybody's got to be a billionaire and win on American Idol. I don't think there's anyone that says that is the American dream. Secondly, the real American dream under attack? Yes, absolutely, but not for the reasons Van Jones thinks it is. It's ironic that some of the people who are the best examples of the American dream, and I'll bet you Van Jones is one of them, people who work hard and you can get somewhere, that's what Van Jones said it was, you can work hard and get somewhere, are the ones who are screaming the loudest, like Van Jones, that the system is broken. Let's take, for an example, the President of the United States. He's an African American, born from a biracial, broken home, whose father was from Africa. His father left him, his mother left him to then be raised by his grandparents. He then spent his time in Hawaii and Indonesia, and he didn't even live on the mainland of the U.S. until he was in college. He was a guy who turned his back on a lucrative law career for community organizing, for the love of Pete. And then suddenly, through hard work, determination, and talent, he's the President of the United States of America. Does that sound like a system that is broken, or one where minorities or not the so well off have no chance? This guy is the champion of America. That dream is under attack because those who achieved the dream already are telling the rest of us that it can't happen. I'm here to tell you I grew up in a bakery with my dad. I've achieved the American dream. You can do it. They are slamming the door, just as Tocqueville said they would 150 years ago. And they're shutting it through regulation and legislation. And Van Jones is insinuating that now it is Governor Scott Walker and his attempt to rein in the budget in his state that is the attack on that dream.
That's being taken away from people. And when a governor gives his money, gives tax breaks to his corporate friends, and then turns around and starts attacking the folks who hold our communities together and hold our neighborhoods together every day, that's wrong.
Okay, Van, come on. You're smarter than this. Is Scott Walker taking away the American dream from the people? Is he attacking people who hold our communities and our neighborhoods together? That would be wrong, wouldn't it? Well, the first thing, Scott Walker gave tax breaks to his corporate friends. He did not. What he did do was sign a bill to incentivize businesses to bring jobs to Wisconsin from other states, whereby if a company relocates to Wisconsin, they wouldn't have to pay income tax for the first 2 years. Now, I'm thinking that what Governor Walker has come up with is a pretty good signal to CEOs and small businesses that Wisconsin is a business-friendly or more business-friendly than, let's say, let me think of New York or California. I'm a little disappointed in Van here. He's been working lately on the hard part, being sensitive and loving, showing a new tone. To say that Walker is attacking anyone, people holding together our communities or our neighborhoods, is simply vitriolic and mean-spirited. Walker is not attacking, not the teachers, not the police, not the firefighters, not the unions. He is doing what he has been elected to do. Back to Van.
You don't run for office, and have a hidden agenda to take away democratic rights from people. He never said he was going to take away democratic rights from people when he ran. He got in there and then he did this sneak attack, and that is wrong.
I believe he said this. Okay, so this may come as a shock, but I can't find collective bargaining in the Bill of Rights or the Constitution. I can't find it. In fact, FDR said collective bargaining would destroy us. Yes, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Look it up. When you're bargaining with the taxpayers' money, you can't do it. Oh, and by the way, Van, we're not a democracy. So, Van, what is it we should take away from all of this?
There's a movement coming in America that's going to stand for the best of our country. It's going to say we should be turning to each other for solutions, not on each other and blaming each other, and that we can be that kind of country again. All the hope and the love and the good spirit that people felt really in both parties in 2008, that can come back to our country again, and it should come back to our country again. I think we can see now that there are two ways of being engaged in America. You can either be moving us toward more hope and more love and more solidarity, or we could be moving toward more fear and anger.
I love you, Van Jones. You are the best, smartest, radical communist I've ever, well, I haven't met you, but I've ever seen on television. All of the hope and the love and the good spirit that people felt in both parties in 2008. There are about 60 million people who weren't really feeling all that hope and love and spirit, but Van Jones from the extreme left and Barack Obama, who promised to fundamentally transform America, it kind of bothered a few people. But, like me, we celebrated the day he was elected. It was a big day, and he is our president. What Van is saying here is, if we, on the right, will just be quiet and go along with the extremist leftist agenda that he has now dropped the radical pose for the radical ends, we'll be able to get along. If not, it may get ugly. I mean, does this look like a handout or a fist? The one thing he said here that is absolutely true is there is a movement coming to America, and it is tied in with the unions and the unrest in the Middle East, and that Van is exactly what I've been warning for a couple of years. On that, Mr. Van Jones, I think we agree. Update on something we mentioned last night. Over the weekend, we found out that not only is Louis Farrakhan an unabashed friend of brutal Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi, who will not distance himself from the bloodstained leader, he actually embraced him, but only in front of a crowd of 18,000 people. He also strongly believes that all of the unrest in the Middle East is coming here. Watch.
What you're looking at in Tunisia, in Egypt, in Yemen, in Jordan, in Libya, in Bahrain, and soon, very soon, in all the nations of the world, and even sooner to take place in America.
Maybe he's getting his talking points from this program. Then Mr. Farrakhan had this chilling announcement.
This is a sign that the great Mahdi that the Muslim world has been looking for is present in the world. That the Christ that you hoped for, God is stimulating the rise of the masses. And soon it will come to these shores. Indeed, it has already begun.
He talked about the 12th Imam, or the Mahdi, and it has already begun. He says he's alive on earth now. You remember a couple of weeks ago when crazy talk, you know, it's crazy, caliphate, or the Mahdi. Woohoo! Yeah, it seems to be all the rage, doesn't it? I want you to know I don't believe they can pull off a Muslim caliphate all around the world. I don't believe in the Mahdi or the 12th Imam. I am showing you what they believe, so maybe someone will see it and pay a little attention. We have, if I may, We have Ahmadinejad now saying to his followers, rise up, the Mahdi is alive, take the West. We have the 9th most powerful Muslim in the world, al-Qaradawi, saying, rise up and take the West, now is the time. We have the radical cleric from Britain hosting an Islamic rally on Thursday at the White House saying, rise up and take the West, a caliphate. And now Louis Farrakhan saying, rise up and take the West, the Mahdi is alive. You can dismiss any of these guys as a nut job, because they all are. But Louis Farrakhan had 18,000 listeners at his speech on Sunday. The other guy is the 8th most or 9th most powerful Muslim in the world. What do you think? Maybe we should pay attention to this? Because I believe they're serious. Last night I did something I rarely do because I just don't have time. I turned on the television set, and the first thing I saw was the Bad Girls Club. I guess this is girls dancing around stripper poles and then beating the snot out of each other. I turned the channel, and now it was on MTV. I found Bully Beatdown. Once again, people just trying to beat the living snot out of each other. But on this show, the winner gets $10,000. Changed the channel again. On last night was Joan Rivers, who, no offense, has officially morphed into the Cat Lady. And she is going after people for what they wore at the Oscars. World's on fire. I flipped channel again. This time, I flipped and flipped and flipped, and I think our TV has just become all Charlie Sheen all the time. I mean, you could literally watch this guy's meltdown on every network. The world is on fire, but our fascination is focused on this man and his breakdown. I hate to go all grandpa on you without having any grandkids, but not even in my day, not even my daughter's day, who's 20, would these things have been on TV. This stuff is lunatic fringe, and Charlie Sheen would have been shunned by our society. Tiger Woods was, and that was 18 months ago. What happened to shame? All of these things on TV, I realized last night, have one thing in common: fame, shock for celebrity status, money, and looks. Look where our culture has taken us. It is time, America, that we wake ourselves up and our friends and our neighbors. And if they won't listen to you, that's fine. Go find another friend, another neighbor. And if they won't listen to you, shake the dust off your shoes and go find another friend and another neighbor. Every great society has reality shows. In the Roman Empire, it was the Colosseum with the lions and the Christians. In France, it was with Marie Antoinette, and it was cakes and circuses. It's always at the end of those republics. Charlie Sheen and the women of the Bad Girls Club, is that our cakes and circuses? It's time to wake up now, or all we're going to have left is a reality show. I don't want you to miss this Friday's episode. It's History of Revolutions. You have to know the past so we don't repeat the same mistakes in the future. From New York. Thanks for watching.